fetur wanda a turance ake kira da subsidy. Kotun sauraron karan zaben shugaban kasa ta ci gaba da zama a babban birnin tarayya Abuja. 'Yan wasan kwallon kafan Najeriya 'yan kasar shekara 20 ta doke takwararta na Argentina a gasar cin kofin duniya. Domin sauraron manyan labarun jaridun Najeriya da dumi su, kamo tashar Voice of the People wato muryar jama'a da ke watsa shirye-shirye akan mita 96.1 a zangon FM da ke nan babban birnin tarayyar Najeriya Abuja. Karfe 6:30 zuwa 7 na safe ranar Litini zuwa Juma'a. Voice of the People, muryar masu sauraro. Yanzu kuna da murya.
A very beautiful morning to you and yours, Abuja. It is the 16th day in the month of June 2023. Thank God it's Friday. I hope I'm not the only one this excited about Friday. Are you excited, Aliu? Good morning to you.
Yeah, TGIF. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Chiwe Blessing.
And my name is Aliu Doma.
We bring to you business around town. 1 hour of us talking about, how we can prosper in the world of business. Everything you need to know right here. We're your hosts, and let's begin, shall we?
Yes.
Well, so today, the last 2 episodes of Business Around Town, we focused on, businesses you can start up with at least 100,000 naira in Nigeria. We told you about the advantages of running your own business and, how you can go about that. Well, today, we want to talk to you about ways that you can raise the money to start the business. Because obviously, a lot of people would be thinking, where would they see this money? You'll be saying 100K like it is 10 naira. We know the country's state. So we are here to help and, come up with a few ways that you could actually make your own money. You could actually put money together to start up your business. So whether it is that you're looking for finance to start up your business or to expand your existing business, some of the sources we'll share with you today will be suitable for your needs. Sources of business funding available to entrepreneurs and startups in Nigeria would be some of the following: personal savings or investment. So I'm just going to do a rundown and then we'll start to break them down. Okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you could have your personal savings and investments, family and friends, bank loans, hire purchase, business grants, venture capital, Sahel Capital, AG Funder, CBN Anchor Borrowers Program, crowdfunding, AYEEN, AYUTE, Ayut, Nasal Microfinance, NISAL, right? Microfinance, Bank of
I'm sure
Industry.
you did not benefit from the NISA Microfinance
No, I did not.
COVID-19 support loan.
I did not. If I did, then I would have remembered how to. Moving on, Bank of Industry, Tony Elumelu Foundation, Lagos Angels, Government Empowerment Programs, and then Shears. So these are the several ways that you could, raise money to start a business, right?
Yeah.
So let's get into it, shall we? The first, now this is what you need to know about each of the sources of business funding in Nigeria. Well, let's begin with the first one I mentioned, which is personal savings and investments, right? Now, the first source of your fund for your business as a startup should be your personal savings. Having fantastic business idea is not enough. That is why we are talking about this on this episode, because, we spoke to you about the ideas, but that's not enough, right? You need to have money to begin. And now investing your own money first is a signal to prospective investors and grant donors about how serious you are in your business pursuit. No one will be willing to invest his money in your business idea when you are not willing to invest in it yourself. So putting in your finance and getting some works done would have the capacity to turn your business idea from a mere idea into a potential business opportunity. Most investors invest in business opportunities and not business ideas. I think I should repeat that for those at the back. Most investors invest in business opportunities and not business ideas. Now, you might be asking yourself, what is the difference between a business idea and a business opportunity? A business opportunity is tangible. There's something you can see, there's something you can touch, it has begun. A business idea is intangible. You can't put your hands on it. It's just,
you really conceptualize it in your head.
Yes, it's just an idea, it's on paper, you haven't gotten into the market, you haven't begun. That is why it's important for you to put in your own personal money. You would agree with me, most times when you need money to do stuff and you meet your family members or your friends, or investors, they would ask you, so how much do you have now? That is a very common question that you get to hear people ask. How much do you have saved? How much have you put together? That is because people want to know how serious you are about it. If you cannot invest in something yourself and it is your own idea, how am I supposed to? I am a stranger, I'm not. How do I know you're serious about it?
And that is why most times you see, if you want to start a business or you try to make inquiry on how to source for funding for your business, the first point you will get to hear is your personal saving, because it is believed that if it is your hard-earned money, your personal saving, it is your hard-earned money, you wouldn't want to go waste it. But if the money did not come from you, most times people tend to have some kind of difficulty trying before they give you the money. That is why you hear people telling you need collateral before I will give you my money, because that person really value his or her money and would want you to drop something in case anything happen. Yeah,
absolutely. It's very interesting that a lot of people don't even know how to come up with. They'll think, oh, this amount of money is like really so much and I don't know how I'm going to put it together to be able to begin. But then let me give you a few tips on how you can put your personal savings together, just in case you're one of those people that didn't grow up with the savings culture. I think one of the first things you can do for yourself is cut down on luxury.
Certainly.
But don't just cut it because you will now use it for something else. Cut it and keep it away. I'll give you an instance, a personal experience of mine. I needed to save up some money for something. Now I have learned. I used to have very bad money habits. I eventually learned over a space of, I think this is like my third year of trying to be financially prudent. And I started cutting off things. Now I have savings for different things. You have savings everywhere, but I was trying to save for a particular thing I wanted to get. And I told myself, I'm not going to, I like satisfying my cravings. I love food. If I crave shawarma, I will buy it. If I crave iseo, I will buy it. If I crave whatever I crave, I just go and I get. So I told myself I'm cutting on my cravings for the next 6 months. Okay. Let me see how much I can put together. I cut luxury generally, so including laundry. I stopped paying for laundry. Okay. So when it's time to wash, when I wash, I pay myself. I know how much I would usually pay, right?
Yeah.
So I put it in the savings account. When I crave something, and I pass the period of the craving. Now, a lot of women will understand this more because there are some times in our lives when your cravings are very intense. They are really very intense, and it's the only thing you can put your mind on. You can't focus on anything else. And I know Ali is looking at me like, "What are you saying?" I know it's difficult for your gender to ever understand it.
I really understand because I know somebody who
that is like that. Oh, okay, great.
When I know, I used to go and get, okay, let's go and get this.
Let's go and get it. Yes. And the person doesn't have peace till they get it, right?
Yeah.
But when I overcome that, when I go through the period of painful resistance, right, and I overcome it, I reward myself by paying myself the amount of money it would have cost me to get it. Now, including how much it would have cost me to get to where I was going to get it.
Transportation.
Yes, I include that.
Okay.
You be that thorough with it. At the end of 6 months, I had saved more than I needed to get what I wanted. Yes, you would be surprised as to how much it is that you are spending on frivolities, on what do you call them, luxury, on things that you don't necessarily need. Am I saying you should cut them completely? No, because personally, when I got, with the case I just gave you, when I got the thing I wanted to get, the change, I used it and I spoiled myself silly. Now, another person that is actually very financially prudent will say, no, you put the change back in another savings and you start all over. Not me. Then I decided to spoil myself and I lavished the rest of the money, which I will not give you as good financial advice, but I'm just trying to be very honest with you here.
And you know,
So yes, you can put money together for your business.
yeah,
that
trying
way.
to put money together again, you have to have a very good budgeting skills. You have to put down your budget, your personal expenses. You have to really know what you want, and you know, it's not about you having the budget alone. Yeah, that's good, but it's not. You don't stop there. You have to also discipline yourself to adhere to that budget of yours.
Yes.
Because in Nigeria, what I had a course certificate in personal finance. Yes, I have a certificate in personal finance. So you discover that people
I'm coming for
tend to-
classes, by the way.
people get to make their decision, they have their budget, but they find it difficult to even stick to the budget.
Absolutely.
That is one problem that people face.
Absolutely.
And another thing is that impulse buying is also one thing that you have to take
Oh my
away from your life.
God.
Yes, impulse buying. You've not made provision to buy this. You just on your way, you decide to say, oh my God,
But it
this
looks
thing
good.
is
Let me get
beautiful.
it.
Let me just share something. I think 2 days ago, my wife went to work. She now called me. We were on call. When she came out of the office, she now saw a woman selling cap. You know, Salah is approaching now.
Oh.
Kabir is approaching. Now say, babe, see this cap. It's nice for Ariane. I said, okay, yes, I heard you. When you already know how we have already made our budget, and you have now seen a cap, you want me to buy the cap for my son. I was like, yes. You know, if you tell them outrightly, they may tend to pick offense, or they're
Yes.
like, this one doesn't like buying. But I have to discipline myself well enough that I know the cap will be nice on my son's head, but now it is not included in our budget. Let's use what we already have. Let's stick to the budget we've already made. So it's
I
like
mean,
that.
I have been a victim of impulse buying.
Okay.
I had to come up with a few tricks to trick myself into not falling for impulse buying. And what I do is I never have cash on me, or I never have too much cash on me. No matter where you meet me, you can never find me with more than 2,000 naira on my body. There is no way that the cash that I would have at hand will be more than 2K. Because if I see it
You buy it.
and I want it, like, I might not even need it. Look, and let me tell you something tricky about impulse buying. A lot of people think it's when you're buying things like shoes and bags and hairs. Yes, that's part of it. But it can come in the form of, this woman is selling fruits. And you know you don't need fruits at the moment. You just need enough, and you have enough already. Or you're like, let me just buy 2 more apples and 1 kiwi. And look at these carrots. They look so fine. That's impulse buying. If you did not plan to get it, and you see it, and you're getting it, it's on impulse.
Try to fight the temptation. Tell yourself that
yes.
no, this is not part of what I want.
And-
Why we're talking about this is because we're looking at sources of financing for your businesses. Just like we did 2 days ago and also yesterday, we exposed you to some of the businesses you can start with 100K, and now we're telling you how to raise capital for you
For-
to start up those kinds of business.
businesses. Now, one of the, like we said, one of the points we are on right now is your personal
Personal
savings,
savings,
because it's like very crucial for you to invest your own money into it.
And we're telling you how to
To
improve
be
your
able
savings.
to improve your savings. You need all the discipline in the world. Now, there's something about the human mind that a lot of us don't pay attention to, but every single human being is a part of it. Like, we all experience it. It works with all of us.
Bring it up.
And that is and that is the law of reward and punishment. Your system, your brain, your mind submits to reward and punishment. The reason why you do everything you do is because there's a reward at the end of it. The reason why you don't do everything you don't do is because there's a punishment at the end of it. You might not be thinking, or this is why I'm not doing it.
Consequences
But if
for
you think,
action.
thank you, consequences. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, and that is what rules this world. Think about everything you're doing. I'm working right now because I know I gotta. And
if
there's a reward at the
there's
end
a
of it.
reward at the end of the day, and if you don't come to work,
There is
a consequence.
of not coming to work.
Accountability.
Thank you. Now, let me tell you something. Teach yourself, reward yourself, learn to reward yourself. We don't reward ourselves, and that's why we don't sustain anything. I'm currently on a diet plan. I mean, Ali, I'm sure you'd have noticed I have dropped a few kilos. I have. And
I
I've-
wish
I've
wish
been
all
dra-
these listeners are watching us live on YouTube so that you see what we're trying
I
to
mean,
relate.
and
Yeah.
I'm seeing it now. Besides that, that is like a psychological reward. But
Yeah.
I physically, I reward myself. I have goals for my weight loss journey. I have reasons why I need to lose weight. I have goals. If I reach a goal, for example, now I'm not even talking about on the scale now, because some people do that. They use the scale to weigh. No, my goals are consistency. I have for a while struggled with consistency, and it's something that I'm currently working on. And what do I tell myself? If I work out for 15 days straight, if I don't miss, because of course you are not advised to do like a whole 15 days journey. I don't know if you get it. You can't do like 15 days non-stop. You go 4 or 5 days, you take 1 day break. But if I keep the routine, I give myself a routine. If I keep my routine for 15 days straight, I reward myself with something. It might be me gifting myself money. It might be me buying myself that thing I've been holding back from buying. So now I have a long list of things I want to buy. I do, and I just wait. I keep goals. I'm like, oh, I need this. Things as important as I need to change my laptop, or I need to braid my hair, and I want to, instead of braiding maybe a 10 naira hair now, I want a 15 naira hair. I'm like, okay, to get the 15 naira hair, I have to do this. Guess what? You would have more drive to achieve those goals if you reward yourself. And the same way there's reward, there's consequence, there's punishment. If I fail to keep up with this, I will not give myself that. I will not allow myself the luxury of that and that and that. It can be like, oh, every weekend I get to watch one series. Put my foot up and I watch a whole series. This week you didn't work out enough. You're not seeing any series. And it now takes self-discipline for you to watch yourself, because you're not a child anymore.
That is the biggest point.
Exactly. Self-discipline. You have to be able to discipline yourself to go through with it, because you don't have your mommy now, or your daddy, or your teacher, or anybody tell you, oh no, don't do that. It's not like, so you do that with your finances too. I intend to save 100,000 naira at the end of the month, at the end of 2 months, at the end of 3 months for this, and you have to stick with it. How do I do it? I know people that have starved. I have a friend, and I respect him so much. I'm going to call his name. His name is Kenny Chris. Kenny Chris can literally starve. I'm not saying like he won't eat at all. He can decide to eat like once or twice in a day, and the quality of the food will drop. He'll tell you, I've not eaten meat this month. And all the money he's supposed to use to buy the meat, he's saving it. Yes, he is that. He is that. And if you see the things that this young man has achieved in the number of years I've known him, you'd be wondering, is it not the same earning brackets I'm in with this person? I don't know if you understand.
Yeah,
now, don't blindly cut off your luxuries. Like I earlier said, don't blindly do it and say, oh, I'm going to stop myself from doing that. Because if you do that, the disadvantage would be that you're not going to, how do I put this now? Help me, Lord. You're not going to keep the money. Another thing is going to come up. There's always use for money. There's always something else you can do with it. You keep the money aside. So if you're someone that handles cash, you see that box system, that saving, that colo thing we did when we were children, that thing works. Keep away. If you're someone that handles cash, tell yourself every day, any change that is left in my hand, the spare change, I'm going to keep it inside this thing. And I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to open it till after 3 months. It's okay. You'll be surprised how much you would save after that amount of time. I'm telling you, there is a reward in discipline. Absolute reward. And that is one of the, we over the last 2 episodes, we emphasized on consistency. You can't be consistent if you're not disciplined.
Certainly. Absolutely.
Now we are going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to find out if you've been listening. Let's play some bills. We'll be right back.
Don't wait for it. You simply ask for it. Ask for Romeo's Pizza. It comes in different toppings with delicious fillings you can resist. Have a pizza-full meal with Romeo's Pizza. Every bite is nice. Every slice brings a smile that helps you come alive. Romeo, the pizza champion. Light up your family times with delicious cheesy toppings. Remember that true happiness comes at special moments, and sometimes you don't wait for it. You simply ask for it. Ask for Romeo's Pizza. It comes in different toppings with delicious fillings you can resist. Have a pizza fun meal with Romeo's Pizza. Every bite is nice. Every slice brings a smile that helps you come alive. Romeo, the pizza champion. Light up your family times with delicious cheesy toppings. Remember that true happiness comes at special moments, and sometimes you don't wait for it. You simply ask for it. Ask for Romeo's Pizza. It comes in different toppings with delicious fillings you can resist. Have a pizza fun meal with Romeo's Pizza. Every bite is nice. Every slice brings a smile that helps you come alive. Romeo, the pizza champion.
Now you have a voice. 1, 2, 1, 2. Cause everybody talking 96.1. Hold up, what's up? 96.1. Don't raise your voice, voice it out. Now you have a voice, just voice it. We are Voice of the People 96.1 FM Abuja.
Health and lifestyle, garnished with a little pep talk, conversations you'd want to hear, unpopular opinions, all in one tea street.
This is not just another radio on your dial. This is
Voice of the People, 96.1 FM, Abuja.
Blessing time, offering time. I'm just kidding. It's testimony time on VOP 96.1 FM Abuja.
Variety is the spice of our station.
Voice of the People, 96.1 FM, Abuja. Now, you have a voice. Chinwe Blessing and Aliu Doma in the building, giving you the best tips on how you can raise money to start your business. Name of the show is Business Around Town, and I think we've been doing a good job so far. Well, you could tell us if you think we have been doing a good job so far on our social media. So on Instagram and Twitter, it is at VOP961FM. Okay, VOP961 FM. And here on in the studio, you can reach us out. We have a WhatsApp platform. It is via the phone number 090. I'll take the number again. It's 070 961. I'll call the number again just so that we are clear. It's 0700 961. Aliu, where were we?
All right, let's take a look at the next source of financing, which is family and friends.
Okay.
The second easiest and cheapest way it is. That is talking about family and friends. Finance available to a business outside personal savings and investment. is money from loved ones, family, friends. So as business-minded persons or as entrepreneurs, you can get grants or soft loans from members of your family or within your friends cycle who believe in your idea and want you to succeed. But mind you, before you get money from this group of persons, they must be able to trust your sense of judgment,
Absolutely.
your discipline ability, your financial integrity. How prudent are you with money, and how the level of trust they have in you, that your ability to now transform that money or to run that business,
Turn it around.
turn it around effectively and make profits. Because nobody would want to give you his or her money and you just go clubbing or you go spending. So
Like people say-
they must have that belief in you that
Yeah.
yes, this person will be able to do it. And how do they get that? Is from your previous antecedents. That is the only way
Absolutely.
they would know. Because you cannot just come and
Give a very beautiful speech.
speech to them and you just sweep them off their feet. No, they already know you.
They're your family.
Because they're your family and they're your friends.
How
So they know
financially responsible have you been over the years?
Yeah.
You know, what are your character traits? They're going to look at this. Now, remember, if they weren't financially prudent, they wouldn't have money to give to you. If they were careless with their money, they wouldn't have money to give to you. I would now want to use this opportunity to speak about the entitlement mentality that most Nigerians have, because a lot of us believe that, oh, because you're my family, you're my friend,
must help me.
you owe me this. You're gonna learn in the journey of life that the most amount of help you're going to get will be from strangers, and not even from your family or friends, and it's okay. It doesn't make them bad people. If it makes them bad people, it makes you a bad person as well, because you should have been giving help to other people if it was that easy. So you need to know nobody owes you anything, including your family, especially after you've passed 18. Nobody owes you anything anymore.
At all.
You're on your own. Anything you get is a privilege and not a right. Have that mindset and have the ability to accept no. It's like once you've been told no, I think I should have said it in the opening, Seth, because it is very, very important while you're out there sourcing. Besides getting from yourself, which is putting your money together, which is what I believe like everybody should do. That should be your first point of call. Just be on your own. But if for some reason you cannot raise the entire thing together, remember we're talking about 100,000 naira down. I'll be up rather. So understand that not everybody can tell you yes, and it's not personal. It's not like they don't like you. The way you have your own problem, that's how another person has their own problem. Everybody has their own issues. Don't just be so entitled, okay? Plus, if you ask somebody for, say, 10 naira and the person gives you 2 naira, say thank you the same way you would if they gave you 20 naira. Because you don't know from where they took that 2 naira out. You see people
I
do
can
that
easily
thing.
relate to this last point you made. You know what happened? Last week I went to buy meat. I went for Friday prayers at Kado Fish Market. So I went to buy meat. There is this Baba who I usually buy meat from. Unfortunately, that day I got there, his meat has finished. So he wasn't having meat. I looked around because I know the Baba used to give me good meat and large quantity that I will be like, is this the money I give this man?
Looks like you start buying me meat, huh?
So I now turn around because there are lots of meat sellers there. I just approached another elderly man there. He gave me meat. After cutting the meat, I gave him before I gave him the money, I saw the meat was like plenty. I was surprised that he also gave me that quantity of meat for the price I gave him. I was like, I said, thank you, sir. He said, huh? I said, no. I said, thank you, sir. Do you know what this man did? He cut another part of meat and added to me, like
absolutely.
So this is how it is.
You know,
he felt that kind of joy for that. I appreciated what he did to me. In as much as I gave him money,
you gave him money,
but I still said thank you.
Look, people need to understand that the fact that you're paying for a service does not mean that you should not be appreciative of the person giving you that service. In fact, now I'm going to just quickly derail from what we're talking about right now and just buttress on this point, because in the end we're talking to everybody. Even if you're a business, especially if you're already a business owner or an employer of service, you have a driver. Forget, even if you're not, those of you that take cabs and you're rude to the cab driver, you're rude just simply because you're paying for the service. You owe it to everybody you come across to be cautious. Courtesy is cheap. You don't pay for it.
Very simple.
Be cautious. Just carry out. There are simple, basic life etiquettes. Talk to people with politeness. Treat people the way you would want to be treated. We have this habit of treating people that can help us better because you think they are the ones that can help you. You don't know who it is that can help you. That is the beauty of life. It's not about how the person looks. I've had situations where I walk into places, you don't know who I am, and then you treat me anyhow, and then eventually someone mentions my name or something, and you figure out who I am, and you're trying to fix the impression you've given. And I'm looking at you like, it's better you even continue. Just continue your full chest. Let's know what it is you're doing. You owe simple courtesy. Learn to be appreciative of people. Learn to just be grateful. When something is taken away from you, I was telling this to someone, I can't remember who it was. I said, a lot of us struggle to be grateful because we have started to abuse our privileges. We think they are rights. I'll give you an instance. If you were blind for 5 days and you get your eyesight back, the tiniest of things will make you grateful. How the sky looks, how people look. You would be grateful that you can see. Same thing if you're deaf, same thing if you cannot walk. Think about how grateful you are for energy after you come out of the hospital or after you've been sick. You're so grateful that you can eat and hold the food down. But when you've been well for a long time, it's normal.
It fades away.
And then you focus on learn to have gratitude, because these are the attitudes that would eventually affect your business. Be grateful to your clients for always picking you. There's this particular girl I still buy things from. She has relocated in Lagos now. I started buying things from her when she was in Jos. I still buy things from her. She's in Lagos. I'll pay way bill. I know other people that sell it. This lady will sit down and construct a whole long text message to you on a random Monday afternoon, telling you about how she's so grateful that you saw other people that are selling the same product she's selling, but you still choose to work with her. If she's sending you your package, she'll write a note and tell you thank you. You'll be wondering if you paid extra. The attitude of gratitude would give you so much more in your business than what you are selling. Okay? So now let's go back to family and friends. Make sure you have the right character towards money before you can go and meet your family and friends, because they wouldn't give it to you if they don't trust you. And if they give you less than what you're expecting,
this is what I got from someone.
Wow. I'm going to read this message. Do I have the permission to read it?
Go ahead.
Now, I'm going to take a break from what I was saying. I'm going to read this message. The person is a what? Customer?
He works with a particular network provider, so I went there and he assisted me to facilitate some things like that without too much delay. I was like, whoa, and he's an Igbo guy. I never knew him from anywhere. We just met that particular day. So after some time, I just check up on him.
Oh.
So that's when he sent me this message.
And he sent this message. He said, wow, this is a first from a customer. I appreciate this. Thanks so much and wish you the best as well. Simple. You find out that there are days that this thing is going to come through for you. Your kindness is going to come through for you. Treat people as people, because that's what they are. Before any other thing else, people are people. They're humans like you. Treat them the way you want to be treated, with respect and with gratitude. It will take you far. Okay? Before it looks like we're doing motivational speech. Let's go on to the next. We're talking business. Let's go on to the next way you can raise money for your business. We're talking bank loans. While I do not advise this, it is also a source. Bank loans are the foremost commonly used source of funding for little and medium-sized businesses. Unfortunately, most banks in Nigeria no longer give loans to startup entrepreneurs. Banks usually ask for some form of security through collaterals, assets in choice locations, and that's what collaterals are. So you have an asset, they'll weigh the value of the asset, and it has to be like in a choice location, right? Okay, so they do that. and a strong account statement, which takes us back to your money habits, because they are going to check your account statements and see how you've been handling money, how much money has been coming into your account, how much money have you been handling, to know if you can handle, the amount of money you're asking for. Now, it is usually a good idea to move around and find the bank that meets your specific needs. Okay, consider the very fact that each one bank offers different advantages, whether it's a personalized service, interest rate, or customized repayment. So make sure if you're opting for a bank loan, you're going around, you're doing your research, which is something a lot of people want to start businesses, but they are very lazy. You don't want to put in the work to do your research. You don't want to be invested. I wonder how you want to make money off of it, but that is not completely my concern.
Even though that's one aspect that people, just like you say, you don't encourage. I also don't encourage people to go for loan, because if you are starting up something, you don't even know the expected return. Because even if you know the expected return on paper, but practically you don't know. So most times I don't advise you start up your business with a bank loan, because one, you have capital repayment, you have also interest to pay. It's not as if what you collect is what you're going to pay back. And how viable your business is, you don't even know if you're going to make profit. You don't know if you're going to break even, because there are businesses that if you start, you don't even start with making profit. You first incur losses, or some you start at break even. You are at equilibrium, that you don't making profit, you're not making loss. Then gradually you start making profit. So how would you be able to pay back your loan?
And loans, you have to service loans, and sometimes the amount you're servicing loans for, they're very high. That's like you said, there are some businesses, it will take you a very long time before you start to break even. Some businesses 5 years. Some businesses 10 years.
So it's advisable that if you want to take loan, it's for a purpose of expansion, not
for startup. Exactly. What's the next one that we have?
Venture capital. The first thing to bear in mind is that risk capital isn't necessary for all entrepreneurs. Right from the beginning, you ought to remember that venture capitalists are trying to find technology-driven businesses and corporations with high growth potential in sectors like information technology, communication, agri-tech, and biotechnology. Yes, yesterday we talked about technology, what you can do, how you can venture into that and get some things that can yield you return. Venture capitalists invest huge sum of money in emerging or expanding companies with tremendous growth and traction potential, and typically invest much more capital than angel investors, because they take an equity position within the company to assist it perform a promising but higher risk project. This involves abandoning some ownership or equity in your business to an external party. Venture capitalists also expect a healthy return on their investment, often generated when the business starts selling shares to the general public. Although this is not part of what we should be looking at, issue of shares, but when you're starting, for starting purpose, we're just telling you that these people will bring in their money when your business is showing a sign of high return, because they tend to take risk in your businesses, because it is an idea, just like we said earlier on with loan. These people, they believe that yes, the business is about to start, but they weigh the viability of the business and the potential of the business, yes, before they will put their own money in. They know that yes, they're going to get high return. If, for instance, the return from the business, what you expect, if you are going to give me a loan, soft loan, as per a friend or colleague, you may be expecting 10%. Venture capitalists will come into your business and be expecting 40% or more.
That's why it's very good to keep your relationships, especially with your friends and family, very tight, and also to have very strong discipline in your finances, so that you can be able to keep up with your savings and your investments, because you, at the end of the day, your two best options in raising capital for a business is from your savings and from your friends and family. But let's go on with the options that we put together for you. There is this one called the Government Empowerment Programs. Now, governments at different levels from time to time will roll out entrepreneurship empowerment programs to train and give startup kids to entrepreneurs. Sometimes governments also grants to existing small businesses. Okay, so just be on the lookout for such government program to benefit from it. If you qualify, and if you're selected. Now, with the government, I want to say that we have right now. I'm sure that we know how the system works most of the time, getting a hold of these grants, and it's a long process. It's a very long process. But if you're dogged and if you know your way around it, yes, you can be fortunate enough to get it.
Yeah, you get. It's just like you were saying earlier on about the issue of NIRSAL. Yes, there are a lot of intervention, especially the last administration. There was a lot of interventions. Yes, interventions in different sectors that people get to get startup capital initiative came up by the past administration, and people are given loans, even though some of the loans we know that government find it difficult to retrieve those monies, but it's also a good way of you raising fund. I don't know, recently there was this collation of data of unemployed Nigerians by NDE. I think they want to do something with that. Hopefully they may tend to support Nigerians with some sort of palliative or startup that they can be productive as well.
I mean, that would make a lot of sense. Now, there's a very terrible character that a lot of Nigerians have. They have this mindset that government loans are not meant to be paid back. That just tells a lot about your accountability as a person and how you treat money. Now, what I'm about to share with you is a personal opinion. It has not been scientifically proven by anybody, but I have seen it work. Money has a spirit, or is a spirit, is the way that I see it. The way that you treat it is the way it's gonna treat you back. I've seen it in so many cases. If you cherish it, if you treat it with the right character, it will stay. If you're careless with it,
it goes.
If you treat it with the wrong character, it goes. Think about it. When you work very hard for money and you do all the right things, it stays.
Yeah.
And it's very useful.
Very.
When you're carelessly giving money, most of the time, you can't tell what the money was used for. It could be a lot of money, it won't be a lot of impact. The way you treat money is the way money is going to treat you back. Very, very important. So when you have that mindset that, oh, I'm taking this money to cheat this person, I don't think you're gonna use it very well. But then again, budgeting is very important. I think we're going to talk about that in the coming weeks, in the coming episodes. We're going to talk about the different money habits you need to imbibe to be in your new business as you start the journey and all of that. So let's go back to what we have on the different ways you can raise money for your business. Business grants is one of the best source of funding for entrepreneurs in Nigeria, especially startups who may not have the structure to accommodate venture capitalists or collaterals and strong bank books to access bank loans. Absolutely, I love grants. I love the idea of grants because you don't have to pay back.
Yes.
I love the idea of not having to pay back. Yes, with some grants, I know that you have to be answerable to the people giving you the grants for a while so that they can finish giving it to you.
Yeah.
I think they give them in batches, and then you have to prove that you're using it for what you said, and
even before they start giving you that money, you must have a very, very viable business idea. You must be able to persuade them for them to see, because the people that will be accessing you are professionals. These are people who have been in that industry or in business, who know the potential. If they see a business with potential, they'll be able to tell you. It's just like in sport, you see an experienced coach or scout who will see a player play even at the grassroots level, say,
and they can
this
tell
guy has talent, this guy has potential. If groom, he's gonna be very fantastic going forward. So that's exactly how the business environment works. If you already have experienced hands in the business, by the time you pitch your idea, they would look at it, and if it's valuable, they will tell you, okay, there's a lot of potential in this business. If we give this guy grant, give this a big grant, it's gonna really go a long way in helping. And some of them will even help mentor you so that the business will grow and stand on its own before they let
absolutely. I think I've known about just one grant my entire life, and I think that's just to say how scarce they have become.
Tony Elumelu is also even an example.
He's an example, yes, that's very true. He gives grants, and there are trainings.
Yeah.
before all of that. You'll be trained in the business, you'll be trained in entrepreneurship generally before they give out these monies, because I mean they are trying to empower. They're not just trying to give you money so that you go to the club and play Dorime. That's not what anybody is trying to do. We have 3 minutes to wrap up the show. I think we should just do a breakdown, a recap of what we have taken today. So we've told you today that there are various sources, of course, that you can find for your business to finance. There are various sources for you to get finance for your entrepreneurship journey to begin. Okay. So whether or not you're looking for finance to start up or to expand, but of course all of these you can use to expand or start up, but we focused more today on starting up. You could use your personal savings and investments. We talked about your family and friends, reaching out to them for assistance. It could be soft loans, it could be investments, it could be them just giving you charity. Say, okay, take this is my support to you. Bank loans, we spoke about how you can get bank loans, but you need very good books with the banks. You need collateral to get that and whatnot. We also spoke about venture capital and business grants. Those are other ways that you can get access to these to raise money.
Hire purchase is also one very easy or accessible option of getting business finance, because you get someone who buys the property for you, or the equipment or the machine for you, and you have an agreement, spread the payments over time, you pay on installment, and at the end of your lease term, the property becomes yours. Yeah,
absolutely. That's also a very good way. Now tomorrow, of course, we're going to continue things I would want you to take away from today's episode. Think about all of the things we spoke about: your discipline with money, budgeting, sticking to your budget, avoiding impulse buying, having very strong will,
knowing the value of gratitude.
Understanding the value of gratitude. Thank you very much. Don't be an overly entitled individual. That being said, my name is Chinwe Blessing.
And my name is Aliu Doma.
We'll continue business around town tomorrow. On Monday. We'll see you on Monday. It's Friday.
It's Friday.
It is Friday. Have a beautiful one. Stay tuned to Voice of the People, 96.1 FM.
Enjoy your weekend.
Abuja. Do that. And this weekend, start saving. This weekend, that's one bottle you want to take with your friend. Yes. Reward yourself. Save the money. Save the money for that one. Start the savings